Welcome to the NorCal SportsPass.
SportsPass!
A weekly review of NorCal's best high school sports action. Powered by a team of professional sportscasters taking their experience covering pro and college sports to the high school ranks. The NorCal SportsPass.
SportsPass!
With Dave Lewis.
How's it going? Thank you for checking in and welcome to another edition of the exponentially growing NorCal SportsPass. Coming up, Frank Garrity will have a full roundup of happenings in NorCal Preps, and Doug Doyle will have our game of the week. But first, a visit with two-time NCS cross-country champion Connor Livingston from De La Salle High School in Concord. He's a young man with a bright future on and off the track, who was the school's valedictorian and an example of not having to specialize in a particular sport at an early age. In fact, Connor, you didn't take running seriously until you got in high school, right?
Freshman year, I was planning on playing basketball, but the freshman team practiced before school, and I already had the 45-minute commute, so I didn't want to be waking up at 5 a.m. every day, but I still wanted to do something to stay in shape before golf season in the spring. And I had always been a decent runner through middle school. I've always been an athletic kid. So I figured I'd give it a try, and I joined the season like about a month into cross-country season in the fall. And I loved the coach, loved the team atmosphere, loved the challenge that it presented. And then when I didn't have a great experience with the golf team, I realized that this was a place where I could really try to grow and mature, and I just love the team, love the coach, and I loved everything about it, and I haven't regretted the decision ever since.
Tell me about the coach and what makes it such a special environment for you at De La Salle.
We have a great relationship where, he trusts me to put the work in and do what he asks, and then I trust him that everything he tells me is going to be something that's going to help me to get better. He's been coaching at De La Salle for 20 years. I had him as an English teacher sophomore year and junior year. I know he's a super intelligent guy. He's always he keeps his emotions in check. He's always really just kind of a steady going attitude where he never takes things in too positive, too negative. He's always just about that steady progression. And I just really like that. I can always just go to him and he gives me a straight up honest answer. And I know he's helping me to get better, so we kind of can work off each other. And then the team atmosphere has been great. There's just so many guys that are intelligent guys that, runners are always pretty hard workers and they're smart guys. And so we have a bond that we form over just kind of working really hard together and doing some really difficult challenges together.
Give that coach a shout out. What's his name?
His name's John Pelster.
Hey, at what point did you realize, hey, you know what, I'm pretty good at this. I've got a shot to maybe do this at the next level?
I've always had the belief that whatever I chose to pursue athletically or academically, I would be able to do it in college. Originally, I thought that was baseball. Then I thought that was going to be golf, and it turned out that it was running. So I've always had that belief that if I worked hard enough, I could make that happen. But sophomore year when I went all in with running and had a really productive, really successful track season, and ran one of the top miles in the country by a sophomore, that was when I realized that, okay, this was the first time I had really put all my effort into it, and this was how good I was. So, after over the next couple of years, if we continue to put the work in, continue to do this, then who knows what I could accomplish.
And after a couple of section titles, now off to Princeton. What other schools were in the mix, and what put you over the edge to go to Princeton?
My final three schools were UCLA, Georgetown, and Princeton. And then Princeton was my first visit. And after that, I actually canceled my visits to UCLA and Georgetown because I knew Princeton was the place for me. And that was just from the atmosphere there. Obviously, the academics is phenomenal there. But talking to the guys, meeting the coach, I realized that it was a tight-knit group of guys that really just cared about each other's success, and they were not about the party scene. They weren't about anything besides just being as good as they possibly could be in running and in school. And they're just super smart guys, but also really hard workers. And they've had success in the past, and they continue to improve. And I talked to the guys about the coach, and all of them were just all in, sold on running for that coach, Coach Vigilante, and he's done a tremendous job. He's coached Olympians and pros, and so they were all in for him, and they were all in for each other, and I just really admired their attitudes.
And while your running's pretty impressive, Valedictorian, too? I mean, have you ever gotten a B?
No, I have not.
Hey, you are aware that someday that I'll be working for you, right?
Possibly.
Hey, super proud of you, man. Congratulations on a great run. Hey, what's your most memorable running experience so far in high school?
Probably my first section title that I won. That'll always hold a special place in my heart just because I was a pretty big underdog to win that race. And it was a race that I had told myself for 4 or 5 months, dating back to June, that I was going to win that race. I just told myself that over and over again, that I was going to win that race. Because the year before, I had missed making state by a half second because I didn't run well enough in that race. Missed it by a half second. And so I knew coming back, I want to win. I want to make a statement. And to do that and then have the support of my teammates, see the looks on their faces when I told them I had won, and as they came in behind me, was just a really special experience that I'm definitely never going to forget.
So when I start working for you, I make a good coffee. I'm a hard worker, good at errands, and I'll start at the bottom. Does that work for you?
That works for me. Yep, hard worker is always going to do it for me.
Hey, congratulations on all your success, and be sure to say hello to your parents for me.
All right, will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks to Connor Livingston from De La Salle, and rest assured, my resume is on the way. Let's take a panoramic view around NorCal Preps with Frank Garrity.
Another terrific group of student athletes were honored recently by the Marin Athletic Foundation, receiving the Eva and Mario Galati Outstanding Student Athlete Awards at a banquet in San Rafael. The class of 2019, Callie Jones and James W. Jacobson from Branson, Jazzy McClinton and Eric Sackelbin from Marin Academy, Marin Catholic's Miranda Jacobson and Dylan Joyce, Quinn Summers and Jacob Angelis from Novato. Joining them, Redwood's Amanda Morse and Liam Anderson from San Domenico, Quan Limbasud and Thomas Henry Kuntz, Caitlin Elizabeth Dwyer and James Schmidt from San Marin, Colette Birkenfield and Christopher Barrios from San Rafael. The other winners from Sir Francis Drake, Brooke Alexandra Simon and Gabe Leary. From Tamalpais, Lauren Ross and Connor King, Nicolette Jasko and Keenan Swenson from Terra Linda, and Haley Furlong and Andy Michael Acevedo from Tomales. Congratulations to one and all. He's one of the best swimmers around, and McClatchy's Luca Orlando set a national public school record in the 100 butterfly in a preliminary heat at the San Joaquin Section Championships. 45.88 seconds for Luca, lowering the mark, which had been 45.89 seconds. He went on to win the final in 46.03, more than 2 seconds faster than the runner-up. He also won the 200 individual medley and was a part of the first-place 200 free relay team. Orlando will be swimming in college at Georgia. He's also in an intense training time as he tries to make the Olympic team, and so he did not compete in the state swimming championships. We will be keeping watch on what he does in the pool for years to come. And then there's Clovis North's Claire Tuggle. She's just a freshman, and she set a pair of central swimming records this month, winning the 200 free in 1 minute 46.19 seconds, and then she took the 500 free in 4 minutes 50.27 seconds. 2 years ago, Claire broke a 40-year-old record in the 500 free for 11 and 12-year-olds. She'll turn 16 a month before the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. A great haul for the Folsom varsity track team. They won 9 individual medals and placed in a pair of relays at the Sierra Foothill League Championships, winning gold for the Bulldogs. Gianna Scruggs, who doubled in the 100 and 200 meters, and Jenny Renval also brought home 2 golds in the shot put and discus. The boys' 4x100 relay team was first. The 4x400 was second. Saud Nasir was second in the high jump, and James Worden was the runner-up in the triple jump. There were third-place finishes for Gabrielle Maximo in the 100, Jordan Lenahan in the 400, and Ariana Barrett in the 800. A great performance by the Bella Vista girls 4x100 relay team. They dropped the hammer in the CVC finals, clocking a time of 48.11 seconds, good for a new meet record and a new school record as well. A perfect 22-0 season concluded for the Western Sierra Collegiate Academy girls soccer team as they won the San Joaquin Section Division 7 championship. The Lady Wolves defeating Forest Lake Christian for their first section championship in any sport. Junior Brianna Wood among the team leaders in goals scored, along with senior Karina Lim and fellow seniors Paige Carter and Sophia Dellis. Lindsay Lucas getting the job done in goal all year as well. Mose Vavao of St. Francis is offered by Utah State. Los Gatos offensive lineman Andres DeWerk is offered by Hawaii. Fresno State offers McClymonds defensive back Edward Woods, and Antioch's DeJuan Butler gets one from Colorado State. For Sports Pass, I'm Frank Garrity.
Sports Pass.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Congratulations to Edison Jr. Lily Yang for winning the Sac-Joaquin Section badminton title with a win over Bear Creek's Chelsea No in 3 sets, 21-16 in the third and decisive set at Tokay High. No was the reigning section champion. The Vikings doubles pair of MJ Nail and Donna Massian finished second as Edison took home the team section title. By finishing first and second respectively, No and Yang qualify for the CIF State Regional Championships on the 18th at Independence High in San Jose. With No bowing out to attend a senior trip, third-place finisher Melinda Yang of Lincoln punched her ticket to stay. And now let's take a look back at another outstanding performance with Doug Doyle.
Game of the week. The NorCal Sports Pass.
Game of the week. We head to the baseball diamond in Roseville. The Valley Christian Lions are playing some good baseball this season at 8-2 in league play and 13-8-1 overall. The Lions coming up with a hard-fought 5-3 home victory over Bear River last week. The Bruins scored 2 runs in the top of the first inning and held a 2-0 edge until the bottom of the fifth. That's when the Lions took charge, exploding for 4 runs to take a 4-2 lead. Junior Braden McIntosh was one of 3 hitters for Valley Christian to collect 2 hits. One of McIntosh's hits was a double. He scored a run and knocked in one. James Corshin and John Hibbs also had 2 hits for Valley Christian. James Corshin, by the way, pitched a complete game, allowing 8 hits and 3 runs. He struck out 2 and walked only 1 to pick up the victory on the mound. Colton Jenkins also pitched a strong game for the Bruins. He struggled a bit, though, in the 5th. Senior Logan Jenkins was 2 for 2 for Bear River. Cole Winters was 2 for 3 at the plate with an RBI. And the Bruins junior Reed Zolden was 1 for 4 with a pair of ribbies in the loss. Bear River drops to 12-15 on the year. For Sports Pass, I'm Doug Doyle.
Game of the week.
And finally, the River Cats gave props by hosting Oak Ridge lacrosse standouts Morgan Delwich, Peyton Walker, Ashley Lang, and Nicole Massich for being named All-City by the River Cats and Sports Stars magazine. Congratulations. And that'll do it for another edition of NorCal Sports Pass. For our special guest, Connor Livingston, for Frank Garrity and Doug Doyle, and our executive producer, John Franklin, I'm Dave Lewis. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.